Hello, my wonderful art students. I am so happy to see you today, even though I can't really see you, but you guys can see me, so yay! I'm here because I wanted to create a fun video for you guys to do at home with our paper weaving. Since we've been talking about paper weaving for the last few weeks at school, I didn't want you guys to forget about it, and I thought it would be super duper fun for you guys to do at home with your parents. So let's get started. I have my coffee. Yay, you all know that's super important to me. I don't have makeup on, and I do have pajama pants on. So I don't know if you'll see my pajama pants, but I'm just saying, in case you do. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the first time I've done anything like this. Actually, I've started to do this a couple times and messed up and started over. So this may not be the most perfect video, but hey, if we have fun, maybe we'll do some more. So we are working on a desk that clearly has been painted all over. This is an art desk. All kinds of cool things happen here. There's my coffee, woohoo. So I just didn't want you to think it was weird that there's all kinds of paint everywhere, because this is something that gets painted on all the time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with 2 pieces of paper. Now, if you have construction paper at home, awesome. Not everyone has construction paper at home. I found notebook paper. Yay, notebook paper. So we need 2 pieces of notebook paper. And what we're gonna do, we need them to both be different colors. So if you just have plain notebook paper, why don't you go ahead and color one or put patterns or whatever on the one piece of paper, okay? Make it look different than the other one. This one I did with a warm color. My students at home know that the warm colors are red, yellow, and orange, like fire, but you could do cool colors instead, okay? And really, you could do colors on both if you want, but I'm just gonna leave this one white for right now, okay? And make sure that you have scissors on hand. The first video that I started, I forgot to grab my scissors, so I had to stop the video and start over. So here are my scissors. Okay, all right, so what we're gonna do, we wanna make sure our paper is tall and skinny, and I'm pretty sure as this is recording, I'm kind of doing this upside down, but it doesn't matter because it's all gonna end up the same. So what we're gonna do, we wanna make sure our paper is tall and skinny, which is vertical, and I want you to take one side of your paper and fold it to the other side. Make sure these edges are lined up, and then I want you to press it down and crease it really good, okay? Now you can also use magazine papers too for this. Be creative. You don't have to use like normal paper. You can think outside the box, okay? But you do want to start off with 2 pieces of paper that are the same size, okay? So once you get this folded in half, it's super tall and skinny now. Okay, so you want to make sure, we're going to start cutting in a second, okay? You want to make sure that the fold is where we're going to cut, okay? If you start folding on this edge that's open, it won't work the way we want it, okay? So this might be upside down to you, probably, but I think you'll be able to figure it out. So what we want to do is we want to start cutting where the fold is, and we're going to cut strips that go up almost to the top. On your screen it's almost to the bottom, but we want to make sure it stays connected, so leave a little bit at the top, okay? And then we're going to go across the paper and cut even strips all the way across, remembering not to cut all the way apart. The cool thing about this notebook paper is with the lines there, it kind of helps you see how wide to cut it. And just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be super duper perfect. And the more you do it, the better you'll get. Now my kiddos at school, some of them had practiced cutting it, and some of the younger ones, I had it pre-cut for them. So parents, you may want to go ahead and get this cut for them. You can kind of practice, and if they need help, you just help them, okay? And then what we're going to do, once we get them all cut, we're going to press it out, and see there's all these little strips in here that are cut. And then we are ready to start weaving after we get our other strips. So now, the important thing is, our weaving is going to be the width of this notebook paper. Okay, so you can see it a little bit better. We need to make sure when we cut our strips that we're going to weave, that they're going to be the same width of our paper, okay? So make sure when you start cutting these that they're going to be this long, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to take my other piece of paper and start cutting strips that end up being the same width as the notebook paper. Now, as you're doing this, the more strips that you cut, like if you cut really skinny strips, it's going to be a little bit harder, which is kind of cool because you can work your way up to get more difficult. At first, especially for the younger ones, start them off with the wider strips, okay? Some of my older kiddos, like the 4th graders, they can do skinnier strips, okay? Because they were actually, some of them started on their pipe cleaner weavings, which they can tell you about, okay? Just try and make them roughly the same size. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So you're gonna lay all these strips aside. And what I want you to do, we're gonna start off, I'm gonna try and start backwards because this is taping backwards to you. So I'm gonna start up at the top for your view, and I'm gonna take this strip, I'm gonna lift up the first row, and I'm gonna take my paper and go under that one and over the second strip. So then what we're gonna do on this one, we're gonna continue to go over and under and over and under until we get to the end of the row. This is actually the easiest strip because you got so much wiggle room in your paper, it's easy to go through. So once you get it all the way through, you're going to push it either all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom, just because you want to make sure you have room for your other strips, okay? So let me spread out so you can kind of see what it looks like so far. You can see why it's easier to do 2 different colors of paper, so you can see the differences. Just helps you a little bit more. All right, so my second strip. It is important as we do this that you continue to alternate how you do these strips. Okay, so because we started our first one by going under the first one, this time we're going to go over the first strip and under the second one. So still doing over, under, but you want to make sure that whatever is right above or below what you're doing is opposite. And you'll start seeing these little gaps. And go over, under. Now all of my kiddos, K through 4, have been doing this. So parents, they should be able to tell you how to get this done so it looks awesome. Each row, just make sure it's pressed as tight as it can to the row before it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna keep going. So this next one, because I started this one over, I'm gonna start this one under. Under, over, under, over. Under, over. These kids should be pros at this. We've also talked a lot about texture in class. As you guys are coloring these papers, if you want the different color paper, take them outside. Let them color on a sidewalk or color on a tree bark so they get a lot of texture. Remember, friends, texture is when you touch something. It maybe feels rough or smooth. If you can color over something that has a lot of texture, you'll start getting some cool little patterns in your paper, and it'll look really cool. This, I colored over this painted desk because there's so much paint on here. It had some cool little texture in there. So be creative with your coloring, okay? All right, so I may only be able to do 2 more. We'll see. So I'm gonna go over this one because remember we started under right here. Yeah, 2 more will definitely do me on this one. What can you do with these paper weavings, you might ask? Well, you could hang them up because they're awesome. You can make them into little placemats. You could do all kinds of fun things with them. It's really good for their motor skills too, especially the younger kids. Can I fit 1 more? I think I can. All right. I just got a text. I'm hoping that didn't show through on the video, but I don't think it did. All right, so last one, I'm gonna go under because remember we started over on this one. Under, over. My students in school, I usually say Mickey and they say mouse when I need to get their attention. It's kind of weird sitting here talking to like no one. Holden, you all know Holden, he's my little boy. He's out in the living room. I did a paper weaving with him before I did this video, so I'll show you his in a minute. The last one is always the trickiest because there's not quite as much wiggle room with your fingers, which we've all experienced at school too. All right, awesome. I got my cool paper weaving done. Sorry, I covered up the thing. So there's that. If you want, you can lift up your little flaps at each end and put a little glue if you want it to stick together. This is the one that Holden and I did before I did the video. His is orange and white as well. So anyway, I want to see what all you guys do. Send me a message. Show me the cool things that you do. I'm going to miss you terribly. But if you guys like it, let me know, and maybe I can do some more projects on video, since I think we may be home for a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to try and turn it again. All right. I miss you guys, but I hope you guys are having fun at home with your family. And remember, wash your hands, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.